This podcast should not be listened to whilst driving or operating heavy machinery. This is Living Lightly with Jenny Light. Yogic philosophy, guided meditations, and pranayamas. Please subscribe for all future podcasts. Welcome to today's session. Enjoy.
Welcome to today's session. We're working with bringing in self-healing and clarity. At times we have to go through painful, dark nights of the soul. It's in these times that we live, learn and grow. And if you're going through a difficult time like this at the moment, then you need to take time for yourself to grow from this experience. It's a great time of self-assessment. What is there in my life that is happy, harmonious, that I'd like to continue? And what is there in my life that has come to an end, that there is no longer harmony? So it's a time of self-assessment, coming to that which is healing, helpful, and harmonious for me. So in the session today we're working with being kind to self, bringing in self-healing and clarity. So first of all, allowing the spine to be upright and imagining that you are in a shower of light, a beautiful iridescent star above the head is showering you with light. Much like a conventional shower, it washes you clean. Washing you clean all over the body, washing away the debris. Down the back, down the legs and away, down the front of the body, especially over the abdomen, and washing away. To the left and right of the body, washing away. Imagining that washing process were also going on within the hollow outline of the body, so the brain gets a washing clear. The heart cavity also is washed. The inside the abdomen, washing the entire inside of the body and away, choosing your outlet, whether that is through the soles of the feet or whether it's through the tailbone, and just allowing that washing process, taking your attention behind the eyes. And in order to have clarity in life, we need to be able to see clearly. This is also to do with being able to feel clearly. But at the moment, let's focus on seeing clearly. So that washing, that starlight washing down, is behind the eyes. Taking away all the old pictures, the old perception of what you perceived to be external in your life, so that you can just be with yourself, washing away the old pictures. Imagine that your eyeballs were being bathed in a balmy bath of clarity. So the eyes themselves were getting rest. And then taking your attention into the breathing. We're starting today with a prayer. Divine Father, beloved God, please be with me. Bring me clarity in life. Help me to know the right choices. I know that inherently I am your child and that my natural state is happiness. Lead me to that happiness. fill me full of your happiness. I hand over to you all my unhappiness. Please fill me with your happiness. And then being aware of the body breathing. So you're breathing in cleansing, clarifying light. That you have a choice in any moment as whether you're breathing in the stale, old, emotionally charged atmosphere, or whether you are breathing in the clarity. And in this exercise, you're focusing on that flowing light from that cleansing starlight and breathing it into the lungs. And then breathing it out again, aware of that flow of the breath being charged with clarity. Just keep focusing on the breath, breathing in that clarity, and as you breathe out, breathing out the stale and the old without giving it any other thought, just breathing it out as if it were just air. The inhale is absorbing clarity, and the exhale is one of just breathing and letting go. Another few breaths just focusing on the clarity, and another few breaths just letting go of the stale and the old, without any psychoanalyzing, without any other thought. It's just stale air. Absorbing that clarity through the skin and the lungs. And coming back into prayer. Divine Father, beloved God, teach me the right thing that I should do. Please guide me. Lead me from darkness into light. Lead me from unhappiness into happiness. Let me become as a little child, skipping in the garden. Let me be joy. Fill me full of thy healing presence. Please lift out suffering and replace it with thy presence, thy joy. And imagining that you're handing over any turmoil, much like a cathartic process of vomiting. Imagine that you are letting it go, that it's all been carried away. Imagine, if you will, that the two warring factions within yourself, in their endless tussle, were just being handed over. This is a period of amnesty. That there is no more need to fight. To just hand over into the arms of the Divine Mother, friend, beloved God, hand over. So that you can allow that light of clarity to then come into the belly. To wash down as a coolness within the belly. Letting the breath come freely into the body, breathing in that clarity and breathing out with a release and an expansion. Long have you dreamed yourself to be small little and imprisoned within a situation and a physical body, when you were neither small nor limited. And that doorway is always open, allowing that expansion. Keep coming back into that clarity of the breath. So it's a silver light of clarity, breathing it into the lungs, the very simpleness of the breath. Breathing it into the lungs and breathing out, just letting it go, but stay within the silver lining of the lungs. Coating the inside of the lungs in silver. Coming into the stomach, coating the inside of the stomach with silver. And then coming back into the simpleness of the breathing, breathing in the silver light of clarity. And coming into the throat, allowing that silver light to pervade the whole of the throat chakra. This is at the pit of the throat. And examining, am I closed at the front of the throat, or perhaps is it at the back of the neck? Am I shut down? Of the 16 beautiful petals of the throat chakra in pale blue, have I opened to life or have I closed down? And just allowing that silver light of clarity to flood one by one through each of the 16 petals. So that as you breathe in, with the jaw slightly relaxed, there is a slightly rasping sound in the throat. This is a movement towards Ujjayi breath, but a very subtle one, without great effort. So you're breathing in that silver light of clarity through the physical throat and through that throat chakra, down into the silver clarity of the lungs, to be able to breathe freely. And then coming into the visualization of the heart chakra with the colour pink, the colour of love. This is the love of a mother. It's forgiving, accepting, warts and all. Imagine that you're breathing into that heart chakra. Remember, the root of the heart chakra is in the spine, opening out into pink petals on the front of the body. And mentally affirming, I open myself to experiencing joy. I open myself to living joy. I open myself to becoming the joyous soul that I am. Taking a mental picture and imagine yourself as a child without a care in the world, playing in the heavenly garden. Perhaps there are pets or animals to play with. Perhaps you have a playmate, or perhaps you are just experiencing the joys of nature in your spiritual garden, where it is always sunny, it's always warm. Perhaps there are nature spirits to play with, fairies. And as you're playing in your spiritual garden, expressing that irrepressible joy of childhood, a great white being, an aspect of the Divine Father, comes to speak to you. You can feel that love emanating from the eyes, heart and hands of this great being. The beautiful eyes are liquid with compassion. And this great being comes and lays a hand on your back. And you can feel a great weight is being lifted off. You are filled with light, in a beam of healing light, as a great weight is lifted off the front of the body. And all the questions, the whys and why nots and what ifs, all that mental turmoil is just lifted off. And your guidance is to be true to you, to be who you are. That you are as unique, special and perfect as a snowflake. It's time to be that unique and special being. It's time to be the soul that you are, and allow yourself to be free of the prison of being what you're not. And you can ask this great being, aspect of the Divine Father, anything that you wish. And receive that answer in your heart. And the answer comes with a sense of calm. The sense of understanding that everything is not as bleak as you allowed it to be. That there is a calmness, like the calm after a storm. That your spiritual winter of suffering is over, and it's now time to move into the springtime of joyousness. be as a little child. And the great being takes away all manner of suffering and leaves you with a blessing to continue to be true to who you are, the unique, special, perfect soul that you are deeply loved. And then watching as this great being, an aspect of the Divine Father, quietly recedes from your garden, taking time to bask in the spiritual sunlight, feel your toes in the earth, and then letting your picture of your spiritual garden recede so that you are back in breathing silver light of clarity into the lungs and breathing out behind the eyes, clarity. Taking the time to bask in clarity. And then being aware of the sit bones, being aware of the physical body once more, starting to move your silver hands, silver feet, starting to breathe in a deeper silver breath, rubbing the hands together to create a warmth in the hands, cupping the hands over the eyes, keeping the eyes closed as you allow the eyes to bathe in silver, allow the brain to bathe in silver. And from there, silver light flowing along all of the nerves of the body, from the brain. Keeping the eyes closed, rubbing the hands together another time. This time, placing the hands over the eyes, blinking the eyes open, and coming back into the room. Om Shanti, peace.
With warmest delight, this podcast was brought to you by Jenny Light. Find out more about Jenny's courses, retreats, workshops and publications at living-lightly.co.uk. Blessings on your spiritual path.